Okay, so in the last lecture we have discussed about the first law of thermodynamics. So basically, first, what is the first law of thermodynamics? Basically, it is based on the or in the say other language, in other words, we can say that it is a conservation of energy principle. So already we have seen that concept. So law of energy conservation. So energy neither be created nor be destroyed. It can be changed from one form to the another form. Okay, now our first law is completely based on that thing. So basically, uh, we have seen that thing. So in thermodynamics law, actually it is cannot be proven mathematically, but if you observe any process, any thermodynamic process, then you will see that any process in the nature it will not what we can say violate the first law of thermodynamics. So means it will be followed by each and every process, but mathematically exactly it is not proven. Okay, that is difficult to prove, right? So that's why हम लोग ने ना एक वहाँ पे रिलेशन वहाँ पे वी हैव डेवलप. ओके, सो दैट साइक्लिक फंक्शन ऑफ क्यू इज इक्वल टू साइक्लिक फंक्शन ऑफ W. So that is the net work done, I mean net heat supplied to the system is equal to what? The net work done by the system. Okay, so for that we have seen a cyclic process. Actually एक Joule's experiment हम लोग ने देखा था. तो what was the Joule experiment? So in that एक T1 टेम्परेचर है, वाटर कोई भी फ्लूइड ले लो, ठीक है, लिक्विड है यहाँ पे. एंड व्हाट वी हैव डन, जो एटमॉस्फेरिक टेम्परेचर है, द सेम टेम्परेचर ऑफ द फ्लूइड, इट इज केप्ट इन एनक्लोजर. एक एनक्लोजर में हम लोग ने रखा है, एंड दैट इज सराउंडेड बाय द, और इट इज आइसोलेट, पूरा इंसुलेटेड रखा है, ठीक है. Then we have kept one arrangement like pedal arrangement is there, and pedal कैसे connected है to the pulley, and then some weight is there. Okay, and जो भी because of the pedal जो भी work होने वाला है, जिसकी वजह से जो temperature increase होगा, so to measure or to capture the temperature we have inserted a thermometer. Okay, and it is a perfectly insulated, so no mass or no heat can be transferred to the surrounding over there. Okay, so basically whatever the weight which is attached over here, okay, so what happen, it will be go downwards. Okay, it will be moved downwards, and just because of that this pedal will rotate. Okay, and just because of this rotation some work will be done, and just because of that the temperature of the fluid will be increased over there. Okay, so whatever the increase in the temperature is there, that is recorded as a T2. So initially it was at T1, now because of the work the temperature has been increased to the T2. Okay, now what we have done, like we have removed all this insulation. Okay, and then the now the temperature here, it is the fluid temperature is T1, surrounding temperature is T2, this is, and this is T1. Okay, so basically what happened when we remove this insulation, what happened, now this is a hot fluid, this is a cold fluid, so it will, what happen, it will transfer the heat. Okay, and it will become T1 after some time. So that's why this temperature and this temperature will be in equilibrium. Okay, so this was the experiment. So initially when we started, at that time our temperature was T1. Okay, when we reached to the second state, that time our temperature was T2. But again when we come back, okay, that time we again came back to the same stage where we have started. Okay, so अगर आपका initial and final step अगर same है, in that case that process is called as a cyclic process. So for that we have plotted a cyclic process over here. So this is 1A2 is a cyclic process, like state 1 to state 2. Okay, so while what we can say, during the expansion process, so it will be go to the 1A2, whereas जब वो वापस जाएगा at that time it will be 2B1. This is the path that is followed during the compression process. Okay, so ये जो बीच में इतना जो area है, okay, so 1A to B1, so whatever the area is there, that shows the net work done. Okay, delivered by the system, or net work done by the system, that is W1 minus W2. Okay, so from that we have stated that, so when a system undergoes a thermodynamic cycle, then the net heat supplied to the system from the surrounding is equal to the net work done by the surround system on its surrounding. तो मैंने जैसे तभी बोला था कि like whatever the net heat supplied to the system is there, so that will be equal to the net work done by the system, and mathematically it can be shown as a cyclic function of delta q, I mean cyclic function of q is equal to cyclic function of w, because exactly these are not accurate, what we can say, because there will be some changes, there will be some losses in that. Okay, so this was the thing that we have already found out. Okay, then from Joule's experiment, what conclusion we have drawn, like what formulation we have done, like the q is directly proportional to w, I mean whatever the heat is there, so that is directly proportional to the increase in the internal thermal energy. Okay, so q is directly proportional to w. But when we want to remove this proportionality sign, at that time we will add a equality over there, and we'll add a constant over there. So this is q is equal to w upon j, where this j is nothing but the joules equivalent, और जिसको हम लोग joules constant बोलते हैं. Okay, so that's why in a SI unit system both the heat and the work are measured in joules. दोनों conditions में, मतलब SI unit अगर है तो दोनों भी चीज़ें जो भी Q and W है, दोनों हम लोग क्या करते हैं, we are considered as a in terms of joules हम लोग measure करते हैं. Okay, then we have applied the thermodynamic process or first law to the first law to the process. Okay, so in that, according to the first law, the total energy, okay, that is delta E, is nothing but the Q minus W, मतलब दोनों में जो difference है. Okay, the law of thermodynamics is often applied to from one state to another state. According to the thermodynamic law, delta E is equal to Q minus W. So net work done जो है ना हम लोग का, so ये, okay, so it will be there. But this delta E is nothing but all the forms of energy. Okay, so that is what the internal energy, the kinetic energy, the potential energy, and any other form of energy. So whatever the any form of energy which is present inside the system, okay, so that is nothing but that this change in energy. Okay, so q delta E is there is equal to Q minus W. Okay, so so we have found out different equations based on that. Okay, so this is change in internal energy, it will be given by, जैसे अभी कैसा है कि if it is a closed system, okay, या फिर जिसको हम लोग stationary system जहाँ पे हम लोग बोलते हैं. Okay, so in that what happen, kinetic energy and potential energy, it will be zero. Okay, so that's why the Q minus W, it is nothing but the internal energy. Okay, हम लोग ने ना कल एक देखा था, शायद वो दूसरे स्लाइड में शायद हम लोगों ने देखा था कि व्हेन इट इज अ स्टेशनरी सिस्टम और स्टैटिक सिस्टम, स्टैटिक रहेगा तो कैसा है कि काइनेटिक एनर्जी विल बी जीरो बिकॉज स्टेशनरी सिस्टम है. ओके, एंड पोटेंशियल एनर्जी हम लोग कैसे कैलकुलेट करते हैं, तो हाइट विद रिस्पेक्ट टू द ग्राउंड. बट अगर मैं यही चीज़ ऑब्जर्व कर रहा हूँ कि मेरा जो ऑब्जेक्ट है या फिर जो भी मेरा सिस्टम है, इफ इट इज़ ऑन द ग्राउंड ओनली, एंड दैट टाइम एच विल बी ज़ीरो and the potential energy will be zero over there. That's why this delta U will be delta E will what, kinetic energy is zero, potential energy is zero, so बचा क्या है यहाँ पे, so that is delta E is equal to delta U. So in that case, whatever the change in the internal energy, it is given by Q minus W over there. Okay, so till this we have found out all the things. Okay, now what happened, now we will apply this first law of thermodynamics to the steady flow process. Okay, so basically now we will apply this steady flow and unsteady flow. Basically we will try to understand the steady flow in that, because that is more essential, and based on that the other what we can say, the formulations are dependent on that. Okay, so basically we will see that. Okay, now the first law, it is applied to a steady flow process. अगर steady flow है यहाँ पे, so in that case what should be the formulation and all that, so that we will try to understand. Okay, now first of all we will talk about the conservation of mass principle. Okay, that is called as a continuity equation, because whenever we are solving any fluid flow problems, at that time this continuity equation will be there. Okay, basically as I said, whenever we are working in a fluent, no, ANSYS fluent, that is a CFT, at that time basically we are working on these equations, that is continuity equation, the energy equation. Okay, so basically these are the two important equations that we are using in that. Okay, so we'll try to understand what is this conservation of mass principle, that is continuity equation. Now what it is stating, okay, so basically it is a fundamental principle for the flow system. Just we'll try to understand what it is try to say. Okay, what is it stating, and based on that we will have the discussion. Okay, so it states that the mass of a system can neither be created nor be destroyed, but its amount remains constant during any process. Okay, it only changes its phase from one to another. Okay, so अभी इस प्रिंसिपल क्या बोल रहा है कि लाइक द एज पर द एनर्जी, अब जब से हम लोग एनर्जी कंजर्वेशन देखते हैं, लाइकवाइज मास कंजर्वेशन भी सेम है. The mass of the system can either be created nor be destroyed, but its amount remains constant during any process. मतलब जो भी उसका मास जो रहता है, so that will remains constant during any process. Okay, तो आप बोलोगे फिर changes क्या होता है? So there is only phase change. Okay, so मतलब जैसे अगर solid है, so solid is converted into the liquid, liquid is converted into the vapors. Okay, or gases. So these are the state change only or phase change only. But if you see the mass, okay, so mass of the object in any of the phase, it will remains constant, and that is given by this statement. Actually, so mass of the system neither be created nor be destroyed, but the amount remains constant during any process, so it is not going to change in that. Okay, so basically the conservation of mass of principle for the control volume, so it can be expressed as the total mass entering control volume minus total mass leaving control volume. मतलब जो change in net change in the mass है ना within the control volume, that we need to find out. So that how it can be given, so it will be total mass entering the system or the control volume minus the leaving the system. Okay, now whatever the mass is entering now, so whenever we are considering the fluid, okay, so basically the fluid मतलब ये ना मैं आपको आगे एप्लीकेशन के टर्म में बता रहा हूँ. सो व्हेनेवर वी आर solving any fluid flow problems basically in the fluid mechanics or CFD or something, so basically CFD में हम लोग ये चीज़ करते हैं. So whenever we are solving the problems, at that time जो भी fluid रहता है, either we are considering that fluid or what we can say जो भी वैल्यू हम लोग को डिसाइड आई मीन डिफाइन करना है, वट एवर द इनपुट बाउंड्री कंडीशंस यू हैव टू गिव, आइदर इट हैज बीन स्पेसिफाइड इन टर्म्स ऑफ द वेलोसिटी और इन टर्म्स ऑफ द मास फ्लो रेट. ओके, सो मतलब या तो आप क्या कर रहे हो, फ्लूइड का वेलोसिटी दे रहे हो या फिर मास फ्लो रेट दे रहे हो. ओके, सो मास फ्लो रेट बेसिकली इट इज व्हाट, इट इज द अमाउंट ऑफ मास फ्लोइंग थ्रू अ क्रॉस सेक्शन पर यूनिट टाइम. ओके, सो मतलब क्या है कि पर यूनिट टाइम में जो जितना amount of mass it is traveling or flowing through a cross section is called as a mass flow rate. So whenever we are solving any problem, at that time either you can specify the velocity, directly velocity of the fluid, or you can directly go with the mass flow rate. Okay, so basically turbulent jib type of flow it is there. Okay, so in that case basically we are going with the mass flow rate, and now that is a depending on the conditions. Basically sometimes we do deal with the velocity, sometimes we deal with the mass flow rate, but just you remember this thing, that the mass flow rate is nothing but the amount of mass that is flowing through a cross section per unit time. Okay, now how it is calculated, so it is calculated by a formula m dot, that is a mass flow rate, because this is not a mass, so that's why it is not designated by m, it is designated by m dot is equal to ac upon v. Okay, now this m dot is nothing but the mass flow rate in the kg per second, the a is nothing but the cross sectional area, v is nothing but the specific volume of a fluid. Now we'll discuss that what is the specific volume, and c is nothing but the fluid velocity in meters per second. So जैसे मैंने बोला था, either you can give velocity or you can give a mass flow rate. So this m dot is nothing but mass flow rate, this a is nothing but cross sectional area, c is nothing but the velocity of the fluid, and this v is nothing but the specific volume. Okay, now what is the meaning of specific volume? So specific volume is nothing but it is the, what we can say, it is the cubic volume per kg of mass. Okay, we can, if you want to define the specific volume, the specific volume can be defined as it is the cubic volume, okay, per unit of mass. Okay, so it will be given like so uska jo formula hai, that is meter cube per kg, because we are considering the volume per unit kg. Okay, now we will try to understand the formula, so that what we will be doing, like specific volume, so it will be just like this. Okay, so this new or v will be what, the v upon m, or 1 we will be having. Okay, now what is the formula to calculate the density? Mass upon volume. Okay, so can we substitute that value here? Oh sorry, this is, sorry, just a minute. This will be rho now. Okay, so we have a v over here. Okay, and what is this thing, like this is the volume, this is the mass, and this is the rho. So if we substitute that value, so this v will become what, m upon rho, right? But we know that what it is, like m, it is unit mass, so it is like c. So this specific volume nu, okay, is equal to what, instead of v, what I'll put, that is m upon rho upon this is 1. But we know that this mass, because we are calculating it for unit mass, no, so that's why this m will become 1. And what happened, so this rho will go into the denominator, and this will be what, the 1 upon rho, and this rho is nothing but what, the density. Clear? See, specific volume is what, the volume per cubic, sorry, it is a cubic volume per what, mass, per unit of mass. Okay, that is in the kg. So what we can say, mathematically we will be defined like this. So v upon 1, you can put it m also. Okay, and this v, what we can, even you can put m over here. So if you put m over here, what happens, then we know that rho, that is density, is equal to mass upon volume. Okay, so we'll substitute this फॉर्मूला, आई मीन ये जो वैल्यू है, ये हम लोग v के टर्म में यहाँ पे पुट करेंगे. ओके, सो दिस v विल बिकम m upon rho. If I put it over here, m upon rho upon m, so m and m get cancelled, and what is the remaining thing, that is 1 upon rho. So that is nothing but the density. Okay, so in other words, the specific volume can be defined as 1 upon density over there. Clear? Okay, so here it will be what, nu is equal to 1 upon rho is over there, right? So now if I substitute this value in this equation, right, so nu ka value abhi mujhe kya mila hai, that is 1 upon rho over here. So what it will be there, again I need to write down. Actually this is the problem with the online lectures, that I cannot write down each and everything. I have to show you only. Okay, uh okay, fine. So this m dot is equal to a c upon nu. Okay, then we know that what is the nu, that is 1 upon rho. So it will become what, so rho here it will be 1 upon nu, so ac upon 1 upon nu, sorry, 1 upon rho. ठीक है, so ये ऊपर आएगा यहाँ पे, so this equation will become rho A and C. Okay, so mass flow rate can be given by the formula density into cross sectional area into the velocity of the fluid. Okay, and so you can see it over here. So this equation becomes the mass into mass flow rate is equal to rho into A into C. Okay, now we know that एक और formula हम लोग यहाँ पे याद रखेंगे हमेशा, and that is again more important in terms of the whenever we are uh, learning the fluid mechanics. Okay, so the volume flow through the cross section per unit time is called as a fluid discharge rate. So basically fluid mechanics में हम लोग जब consider करते हैं, or even in FEA also whenever we are solving all these problems, so in that case the pressure, okay, and the discharge rate, that is the Q, that is more important. So FEA में ना हम लोग सीखेंगे FEA, don't worry, हम लोग का इसमें है actually, so I'm going to teach you all these things. Okay, so basically in that two things are there, the primary variable and the secondary variable is there. Okay, so basically pressure is the primary variable, that is only essential. So and the discharge, okay, so that is a secondary variable. So what is this discharge? This discharge is nothing but the volume flow rate through cross sectional area per unit time. Okay, so it is given by Q is equal to A into C. ओके, सो ये एक इक्वेशन याद रखना हमेशा, बिकॉज दिस इज मोर इम्पॉर्टेंट. Now we are dealing all the equations with the steady flow. Okay, if there is a steady flow, in that there is no energy losses in that. Okay, so because what, the whatever the mass flow rate which is at the what we can say, जब ये enter करेगा fluid at that time, whatever the thing is there, so that will be same at the outlet. Okay, so that's why we have concluded that the m dot is constant, that is what, rho into A into C. But now what we have done, ये जो rho 1 A1 C1 है, so that is the state at the entry level, whereas rho 2 A2 and C2, this is nothing but the what we can say, the state at the discharge, I mean जहाँ पे exit हो रहा है at that time, it will be there. Okay, so just remember the thing, that is m dot is equal to what, rho A1 C1 is equal to rho 2 A2 C2, because based on that we again have to find out some equations. Okay, so any doubt in this? Simple things are there, the mass flow rate. Okay, and उसके basis पे हम लोग ने कल सिर्फ equation यहाँ पे find out किया. Is it clear for you? Okay, shall we move ahead? Okay, which one? This one, m dot and s. Okay, okay. So basically whenever we are considering steady flow, okay, steady flow basically what we are calling it, a laminar flow भी हम लोग उसको कभी बोलते हैं कि like steady है, there is no any change, मतलब एक normal अगर fluid अगर flow हो रहा है ना, so that is called as a steady flow. Okay, so in the steady flow though there is no energy gain or no energy losses in that, just because of that what happened, sorry, whatever the mass flow rate at the inlet, okay, it is same at the outlet. That's why whatever the mass flow rate throughout the system, for a steady flow it will remains constant. Okay, so that's why ये formula हम लोग ने ऐसा derive किया कि we know that m dot is equal to rho into A into C. Okay, so if it is a constant, then what happen, that m dot is equal to rho A1 rho 1 A1 C1, that is a condition at the inlet, is equal to rho 2 A2 C2, that is the condition at the outlet. And ये कैसे constant आया, for steady flow, because the mass flow rate it will be same at the entry and the exit, so that's why we have derived this formula. Clear? Okay, then yeah, thanks. Then the next thing is nothing but the steady and the unsteady flow process. Okay, now as we said, then when the steady flow process मतलब स्टेडी फ्लो प्रोसेस कहाँ पे रहता है, when the fluid parameters, so basically mass flow rate आप बोल सकते हो, या फिर pressure you can say, okay, velocity if you say. So there are so many parameters with which you can define your fluid properties. Okay, so there is no any specific given over here, but when the fluid parameters, any of the parameter at any point of the control volumes remains constant with respect to time, okay, then it is called as a steady flow. Okay, so basically जैसे मैंने बोला कि जैसे अगर मैं अगर एक फ्लूइड अगर एंटर कर रहा है एक पर्टिकुलर वेलोसिटी के साथ में, एंड एग्जिट में भी अगर वेलोसिटी अगर हम लोग का सेम है, then that flow is called as a steady state flow. Okay, so स्टेडी स्टेट फ्लो का एक एग्जांपल अगर हम लोग देते हैं ना, यार मैं भी भूल गया एग्जांपल में। ऐसा नॉर्मल ऐसा मतलब फ्लो आप एक ऐसा कंसिडर करो कि अगर एक टैप अगर है, ओके, या फिर कहीं अगर पाइप से अगर फ्लो हो रहा है, तो अगर वो कंटिन्यूसली मतलब स्मूथ अगर फ्लो हो रहा है वहाँ पे, जैसे या फिर रिवर का भी वाटर मतलब एकदम वो बहुत ये होता है वैसा नहीं है, लाइक नॉर्मल एक स्टेडी स्पीड से जब वाटर इज फ्लोइंग ना, so that is called as a laminar flow or a steady state flow. Yes, any doubt? Yes. Okay. Yes. Any doubt? Yes. You're not audible actually. Yes. Clear. No, no. Another Yash is there, no? Two Yash are there. Yes. Yeah. So the second one has raised the hand. That's why I thought. ये ऐसे ही देख रहे हैं क्या? वो चेक कर रहे हैं कि सच में कुछ डाउट है. ओके फाइन. एक्चुअली वो नोटेशन आ जाता है ना मेरे इस पे, सो I thought you have a doubt, so that's why I asked. Okay, fine, no issue. Uh, just a minute. सो इफ जैसे अगर एक कोई फ्लो अगर है, कोई एक रिवर अगर एक है ना कांस्टेंट स्पीड से अगर वाटर अगर मूव हो रहा है, देन इट इज कॉल्ड एज अ लैमिनार फ्लो और अ स्टेडी फ्लो, मतलब जो भी वेलोसिटी है या फिर जो भी प्रेशर है थ्रू आउट, सो दैट विल रिमेन्स कांस्टेंट, सो दैट इज अ स्टेडी फ्लो. ओके, हाउएवर अगर कोई भी कंडीशन अगर विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू टाइम अगर वैरी होती है, देन इट इज कॉल्ड एज अ अनस्टेडी फ्लो, और इन फ्लूइड मैकेनिक्स वी आर कॉलिंग इट एज अ टर्बुलेंट फ्लो. तो टर्बुलेंट फ्लो मतलब ऐसा वाटरफॉल से कोई, जैसे वाटर फ्लो फॉल होता है, या फिर एकदम कोई ऐसा पाइप से वगैरह देखो एकदम पानी बहुत ज़्यादा स्पीड से अगर आ रहा है, ऐसा मतलब कांस्टेंट कंटिन्यूटी नहीं है वहाँ पे. ओके, सो लाइक पार्टिकल्स का जो मूवमेंट है ना वो समथिंग डिफरेंट ऐसा पूरा है, सो दैट इज कॉल्ड एज अ टर्बुलेंट फ्लो. Okay, so this is a steady flow and unsteady flow. So in steady flow, all the parameters with respect to time throughout the control volume will remains the constant. Okay, so that's why this delta p upon delta t is equal to 0, because whatever the change in parameter with respect to time, there is no change in parameter, that's why it is 0. But for an unsteady flow or for a turbulent flow, the parameters will be vary with respect to time, so it is not equal to 0 over there. So just remember this thing, that for steady flow delta p upon delta t is 0, whereas in unsteady flow delta p upon delta t is not equal to 0 over there. Okay, so just remember this thing, so ये आगे चल के like it will be more helpful for you. Fine. Then we'll move on to the next thing, that is called as the steady flow energy equation. Okay, so basically we are dealing with the steady flow, with the steady flow actually. So whatever the steady flow equations are there na, so that we need to understand, because there are certain applications for that. We will find out this steady flow energy equation for the nozzle, okay, for heat exchangers, for turbines, okay, or hydraulic turbine. So there are different applications are there. and for that we will be finding out all this, what we can say, the steady flow energy equation. So basically what is the steady flow energy equation and how it is derived, so basically we will try to understand that thing. Okay, so whenever we are considering a steady flow system, मतलब एक कोई सिस्टम है, ओके, यहाँ से क्या हो रहा है, दिस इज योर इनलेट, ओके, सो यहाँ पे the fluid is entering, the parameters are what, the pressure it is P1, okay, then area and length it is given over here. So ये इतना area हम लोग consider कर रहे हैं, this is area under consideration, that's why the length of it is given. Okay, so and these are the outlet conditions. So rho it is given, sorry, density it is given, pressure is not given, density it is given. Okay, so sorry, so density it is given for 1 and 2, this is in control surface, okay, and this is a reference line. So whenever we are considering any application over there, in that case we will consider this datum line, from that this height will be considered, because of that we can calculate the potential energy over there. Okay, and this is the heat supplied by the system, and this is the net work done by the system, that is the Ws. Okay, now we'll try to understand. Okay, so basically we will, whenever we are finding out the steady flow energy equation, at that time some assumptions has to be there. Okay, so what are those assumptions? The very first assumption is what, the mass flow through the system remains constant. Okay, मतलब जो mass flow that is at the inlet जितना है, the same it is at the exit. Okay, so it will be remains constant. The flow is uniform in composition, मतलब जो भी fluid हम लोग का है sorry, so it is not going to be changed by its composition by any mean, it is not going to be changed, so it will remains constant over there. The only interaction between the system and the surrounding are work and the heat, मतलब जो भी heat supplied हो रहा है system में and जो भी work done हो रहा है that is by the system, so only that is the system and surrounding का interaction है, other than कुछ भी वहाँ पे interaction नहीं होगा. These are the assumptions only. The state of the fluid at any point remain constant within with the time. मतलब अगर आप यहाँ पे गैस में अगर कंसिडर कर रहे हो तो थ्रू आउट दिस सिस्टम इट विल बी अ गैस. अगर आप उसको फ्लूइड कंसिडर, आई मीन लिक्विड कंसिडर कर रहे हो, देन सॉरी, इट विल बी थ्रू आउट द सिस्टम इट विल बी सेम. अभी आप बोलोगे फ्लूइड बोला है, गैस कहाँ से आया, तो फ्लूइड में यू कैन कंसिडर बोथ द थिंग्स, लाइक फ्लूइड में इट विल बी लिक्विड एज वेल एज गैसेस आल्सो देयर. अगर मैं लिक्विड अगर स्पेसिफिक बोलता हूँ, so that will be in the liquid form only. Okay, but whenever I am talking about the fluid, it will be having both the things, like liquid it will be there as well as gases it will be there. Okay, then sorry, the next thing is nothing but in the analysis of the potential, kinetic and the flow energies are considered. मतलब ये जो पूरा analysis हम लोग करेंगे, in that case we will consider the potential energy, that's why ये datum line से हम लोग ने reference लिए हैं. Kinetic energy we will consider, flow हो रहा है उसकी वजह से, and other flow energies, so that we will consider over here. Okay, so basically these are the assumptions, 5 assumptions that we are making in that. Okay, so okay, so whatever the things we have already calculated over there, I mean we have considered over there, right? So क्या क्या है यहाँ पे, so basically you can see that this is, ये पूरा हम लोग का flow diagram या फिर जो भी हम लोग का system है, it is there. Okay, then जो भी हम लोग का entry point है, that is at this level, this is entry and this is exit. So entry is designated by 1 and exit is designated by 2 over there. Okay, then the fluids enters the control volume at the section 1 with the average velocity of c1, then pressure that is p1, specific volume that is nu1, and specific internal energy that is u1. Okay, so all the parameters has been given, so like velocity, pressure, specific volume and the internal energy it is given, so all the parameters are there. The same thing we will be having at the section, I mean exit section 2, so that is c2, p2, v2 and u2. Okay, so same parameters it will be there, right? So what will be there? So further, during the fluid flow between the two selected section, the heat q, that is heat is q, and the mechanical or the shaft work, that is w, may happens in the system. मतलब यहाँ पे क्या है कि there will be q, मतलब surrounding से system में there will be heat supply, and यहाँ पे क्या हो जाएगा, there will be work done by the system on the surrounding will happens over there. So that is designated by q, and that is ws over there. Okay, so how we will, like, now we need to calculate all these things, because already we have taken all the parameters, but now we need to define, or we need to specify those parameters. Okay, so basically what happens, whatever the energies that we are considering, so in that internal energy stored by the fluid, that is designated by u. Okay, then whatever the kinetic energy it is there, so kinetic energy का formula क्या रहता है, it is half into mv square, but now instead of v we have considered the average velocity, so it is nothing but half m into c square. Okay, then potential energy is what, mgh. Okay, but instead of h, what we have considered, we have considered z over here. So whatever the potential energy it is there, that is mg z it is there. Sorry, then flow work. Okay, so whatever the fluid flow is there, so whatever the flow work it is done, okay, whatever the flow work it is there, so it is denoted by p1 into v1. Okay, so that is p is nothing but the pressure, and v is nothing but the specific volume, right? Then heat interaction is q, and work interaction is ws, right? So हम लोग ने क्या किया कि जितने भी सारे एनर्जीज हैं, जितने भी सारे वर्क है, फ्लो है, as well as whatever the heat and all that there, so all these are हम लोग ने यहाँ पे डेजिग्नेट किया. Okay, now हम लोग ने ये देखा है ऑलरेडी, द व्हाट वी कैन से फर्स्ट लॉ ऑफ थर्मोडायनेमिक्स जो हम लोग ने देखा है. सो अकॉर्डिंग टू द फर्स्ट लॉ ऑफ थर्मोडायनेमिक्स, द एनर्जी बैलेंस इन द सिंबॉलिक फॉर्म कैन बी रिटन एज द m into all the energies, okay, plus q is equal to what, mass into the all the energies into ws. एक्चुअली ये कैसे दिया है पता है, ये ना एक्चुअली उन्होंने शॉर्ट में एक्चुअली दिया है, आई मीन डायरेक्टली यहाँ पे दिया है, बट बेसिकली व्हाट हैपेंस, यू नो, द मास, ओके, सो वट एवर द मास इज देयर, ये फॉर्मूला कैसे आया है देखो, मास इनटू द एनर्जीज. सो एनर्जीज कौन से हैं, द इंटरनल एनर्जी दैट इज योर u, then the kinetic energy that is nothing but your this one. Okay, and potential energy is nothing but this one. So mass into all these energies plus mass into flow. So flow work हम लोग का कौन सा है, that is nothing but the p1 v1 plus q, that is the heat supplied, is equal to what, the mass, मतलब ये कैसा होगा, this is for inlet. Okay, is equal to, because हम लोग ने यहाँ पे बोला है कि constant है ना, so this is m dot is equal to constant over there, so that is rho1, ये पूरा constant हम लोग ने बोला, so like that. So same thing over happens over here. तो यहाँ पे भी कैसा हो जाएगा, mass into all the energies, that is internal energy, kinetic energy, and then the potential energy, plus m into this flow work plus the net work done. Okay, so this is the equation that is given by the first law of thermodynamics. Okay, so मैं ना एक काम करता हूँ, मैं ना यहाँ पे वो लिखता हूँ, so that you will able to understand, because ये डायरेक्ट उन्होंने सीधा जंप किया है, तो उसकी वजह से समझेगा नहीं. It will be mass into all energies plus mass into flow work plus q is equal to what, mass into again all energies plus mass into flow work plus W. Okay, so this is the actually equation matlab according to the first law of thermodynamics. Now we know that mass all energy is consequence है, that is your internal energy that is stored by the fluid, that is denoted as a U. But now we are considering at entry level, that is at section number 1, so that's why it is U1. Okay, so here it is U1. Then the kinetic energy, that is half mc square. Okay, so ये mass है ना actually बाहर आया है, but directly you can consider inside that also. So this m into u1 plus m into c1 square, okay, upon 2 plus m into gz1, okay, plus m into this is the flow work, that is rho p1 nu 1, that is specific volume, plus q is equal to this thing. क्लियर है? आप समझा है ये? क्योंकि यहाँ पे नहीं समझ में आ रहा था, यहाँ पे आप बोलोगे ये डायरेक्टली कहाँ से आया. सो एक्चुअली दिस इज द केस. ओके, सो ये तो इक्वेशन मैंने फाइंड आउट किया. नाउ व्हाट वी विल डू, नाउ दिस इक्वेशन, ओके, हम लोग क्या करते हैं कि जो भी फ्लूइड है तो उसमें हम लोग ने जो जो कंसिडरेशन किया है, सो अकॉर्डिंगली वी विल put all the values. So basically it is the general steady flow energy equation, okay, and that is usually applicable to compressible flow, incompressible flow, ideal, real fluid, लिक्विड्स एंड गैसेस. मतलब जो भी स्टेडी फ्लो एनर्जी इक्वेशन ये वाला जो हम लोग ने डिराइव किया है, ये याद रखना हमेशा. दिस इज द जनरल स्टेडी फ्लो एनर्जी इक्वेशन. सो दैट विल बी एप्लीकेबल फॉर कॉम्प्रेसिबल फ्लो. मतलब कॉम्प्रेसिबल फ्लूइड अगर रहेगा तो इनकॉम्प्रेसिबल फ्लूइड, मतलब आइडियल, नॉर्मली आइडियल कंसिडर करते हैं इनकॉम्प्रेसिबल में, then ideal flow, then real fluids, okay, liquids as well as gases. So if there is any state, if there is any condition, on that you can apply this energy flow equation, okay, and according to the conditions the energy flow equation will change in that. Okay, now we know that according to the assumption we have considered that the mass flow throughout the system will remains constant. So मतलब क्या है कि जो हम लोग का जो ये m है, so that is equal to m1 is equal to m2. Okay, so instead of m1 I will put m over here, and here it is again m is there, right? And हम लोग ने एंथैल्पी का वहाँ पे फॉर्मूला देखा था. तो एंथैल्पी इज नथिंग बट व्हाट, इट इज U, दैट इज इंटरनल एनर्जी. हम लोग ने याद है ना एकदम शुरू में, जब मेरे ख्याल से 2-3 लेक्चर पहले हम लोग ने एंथैल्पी का कॉन्सेप्ट देखा था. तो एंथैल्पी इज नथिंग बट द इंटरनल एनर्जी प्लस P into volume, that is the pressure into the volume. So now you can see it over here. So ये क्या है देखो, this is U and PV. So instead of this term I can put the H over there. So that is directly in terms of enthalpy over there. C1 square by 2, that will remains as it is, and GZ1, so that will remains as it is again, plus Q is equal to what, H2, so that is again here it is the enthalpy, then C2 square upon 2, so that is kinetic energy, and this is potential energy plus W. Okay, so अगर हम लोग क्या कर रहे हैं कि अगर यूनिट मास के लिए अगर हम लोग कैलकुलेट कर रहे हैं, इन दैट केस दिस एनर्जी इक्वेशन कैन बी रिटन एज H1 plus C1 square by 2 plus GZ1 plus Q, that is heat supplied, is equal to H2. ये मास अभी हम लोग ने यूनिट मास कंसिडर किया है, सो दैट्स व्हाई H2 plus C2 square plus GZ2 square plus WS. ओके, सो ये जो फॉर्मूला हम लोग ने डिराइव किया है, दिस इज एक्चुअली इक्वेशन, मतलब ये मॉडिफाइड इक्वेशन, बट इन एक्चुअल प्रैक्टिस यू आर गोइंग टू यूज दिस इक्वेशन ओनली. ओके, बट जब हम लोग क्या कर रहे हैं, वेन एवर वी आर कंसिडरिंग द यूनिट मास, ओके, so in that case this equation will be modified, only the mass term will be that will become 1 only, and then rest of the things will remains as it is. Okay, so these are the three important equations in that. So this is the very first equation, important equation. This is the very, I mean, second important equation, and this is the third important equation. So basically whenever you are solving any of the problem by using a steady flow energy equation, at that time just remember this equation, that is m into all energies plus flow work plus q is equal to mass into all energies plus flow work at the exit plus work done by the system. Is it clear? Any doubt in this? ओके, एक्चुअली यहाँ पे ऑनेस्टली जो है वो बोल रहा हूँ कि यहाँ पे कैसा होता है, वो लिखना मेरे को पॉसिबल नहीं होता है. इफ आई वांट टू राइट डाउन समथिंग ना, सो विद द हेल्प ऑफ माउस आई कैन नॉट राइट डाउन एक्चुअली बेसिकली, सो दैट्स व्हाई ये थोड़ा बताने में डिफिकल्टी मतलब हो जाता है. बट वही चीज़ क्या हो जाता है कि जब हम लोग एक्चुअली जब बोर्ड पे पढ़ाते हैं ना, तो एट दैट टाइम आई कैन शो यू ऑल दिस थिंग्स एक्चुअली. ओके, बट नो इशू, वी विल गो थ्रू इट अगेन. मतलब अगर कभी आगे चल के अगर आपको लगा, सो मतलब अभी तो कुछ इतने जल्दी तो चांसेस दिख नहीं रहे, बट स्टिल थोड़ा एक बार हम लोग जो डेरिवेशंस एंड ऑल दैट है, सो दैट अगेन वी विल like solve it in the classroom only. At that time it is again clear for you. I hope this is clear. I think this is not that much tough. Okay, still if possible, if I get some time now, at that time what I'll do, whatever the derivations, I mean only one derivation that we have uh, seen till now. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll try to write down that derivation on any of the paper, and वो मैं photo या फिर जो scan copy है that I'll pass on to you. ओके, सो दैट इट विल बी क्लियर फॉर यू. या फिर आप अगर बुक में भी अगर देखोगे, सो इन दैट केस जस्ट एक मिनट हम लोग देखते हैं. हाँ? ये बुक मिला आप लोग को? Okay, they have not derived actually. Okay, no issue. I'll pass on this thing to you. No issue. I hope this is a clear for you. Okay, sure. Then quickly we'll move on to the next thing, that is some of the engineering applications. I mean, whatever the steady flow energy equations that we have derived. Okay, so we will apply this equation to different engineering applications. Okay, so whatever the applications or whatever the instruments which are working on this concept, okay, so we will try to apply these things on that particular applications, right? So what are those applications? Like the first one is called the nozzle or a diffuser. Now nozzle हम लोग क्यों यूज करते हैं? To increase the velocity of the fluid, okay, by the expense of it pressure and the enthalpy. मतलब हम लोग क्या करते हैं कि यहाँ पे increase in parameters भी हम लोग करते हैं, the velocity increase भी करेंगे as well as you can decrease that thing. तो यहाँ पे क्या हो जाता है कि दो चीज़ें नॉर्मली यहाँ पे आपको मिलेगा, एक कॉन्वर्जेंस, सो मतलब क्या है कि क्रॉस सेक्शन इट विल रिड्यूस ओवर देयर, एंड फिर आगे चल के अगेन जो क्रॉस सेक्शन है वो अगर अगर इंक्रीज हो रहा है, then it is called as a divergent part. Okay, so ये एरिया कम हो रहा है उसकी वजह से क्या हो रहा है, the velocity will be increased, whereas अगर ये एरिया अगर इंक्रीज हो रहा है, इन दैट केस द वेलोसिटी विल बी ड्रॉप ओवर देयर. सो बेसिकली नोजल में आपको ये दो पार्ट्स मिलेंगे, दैट इज अ कन्वर्जेंट पार्ट एज वेल एज अ डाइवर्जेंट पार्ट. Now where we are using these nozzles and all that, so basically in jet engines, rocket या फिर जो spacecraft हम लोग यूज करते हैं ना, तो उसमें हम लोग क्या करते हैं, we are using a nozzles over there so that we can get a appropriate velocity in that. क्योंकि हम लोग को वहाँ पे जो initial velocity हम लोग को जो required है ना, जो so that is more required. Okay, so how to achieve that thing, we are using the what we can say, the nozzles over there, right? So if you apply the energy equation to this one, so just we'll try to understand now how the energy equation will be changed for this nozzle. Okay, so equation क्या है हम लोग का, that is m h1 plus c1 by 2 c1 square by 2 plus gz1 plus q is equal to m into h2 c2 square by 2 plus gz2 plus w. So this is the equation, same equation whatever we have derived over here, the same equation it will be there. Check it. Now whenever we are considering the nozzle, okay, so what are the different characteristics in that, right? So the first characteristics is nothing but what, there is no work done by the system on the surrounding. मतलब जो भी fluid है, so it will comes into enter into this, okay, and that will go out. only the parameter it will be changing. Okay, so हम लोग ऐसा कंसिडर करें कि ज़्यादा चेंज नहीं हो रहा है वहाँ पे. So there is no work done on that. So मतलब कोई भी वर्क डन वहाँ पे नहीं होगा, बिकॉज यहाँ पे कुछ शाफ्ट वगैरह कुछ मूविंग पार्ट है ही नहीं. सी जस्ट try to understand work done कहाँ पे होता है, whenever there is some moving part involved in the system, at that time the work will be done. Okay, तो नोजल में तो कहीं पे भी मूविंग पार्ट नहीं है, दिस इज द स्टेडी पार्ट ओनली. ओके, so that's why in the nozzle there is no shaft work which can be done over there, so that this ws will become a zero over there. Okay, एक second ना. Okay, so this will become zero. Okay, then the walls are thermally insulated. मतलब जो हम लोग का nozzle था, so nozzle was like this ना, ये ऐसा कुछ तो था something. Okay, so whatever the walls of the nozzle are there na, so those are thermally insulated. Okay, so whatever the heat supplied to the system, that is zero, so this will become again zero over there. समझ रहे हैं ना क्या है वो, कोई भी हीट सप्लाई नहीं हो रहा है, मतलब सिस्टम नोजल का है वो इतना ही है. अगर मैं एक सेकेंड ये एनोडेट बंद करता हूँ, ये इतना ही सिस्टम है, ये देखो यहाँ पे. सो इफ इट इज इंसुलेटेड, ये जो पार्ट है, सो सराउंडिंग से कोई भी हीट यहाँ पे नहीं आएगा, राइट? सो दैट्स व्हाई क्यू विल बी जीरो ओवर दैट. ओके, एंड नोजल इज हॉरिजेंटल, मतलब जो भी हम लोग ने प्लेस किया है नोजल, सो दैट इज एट द हॉरिजेंटल. तो उसकी वजह से ये जो डिफरेंस है, से दिस इज अ पोटा, ये जो डिफरेंस हम लोग का है एलिवेशन डिफरेंस. सो अभी क्या हो रहा है, नोजल स्ट्रेट है, सो दैट मीन्स व्हाट, Z1 मतलब एट द इनलेट का जो एलिवेशन है एंड आउटलेट का जो एलिवेशन है, दैट विल रिमेन्स कांस्टेंट. तो ये यहाँ पे ऐसा है, देखो. ओके, सो अगर कोई भी कंसिडर करो, जैसे नीचे से अगर डेटम यहाँ से अगर आप कंसिडर करते हो, इन दैट केस दिस इज Z1 and this is Z2, so both the things are at the same level, so that's why whatever the elevation is there, I mean Z1 is equal to Z2 over there. Okay, so these are the three important consideration while solving nozzle problems. Okay, so work done koi bhi nahi hai, as there is no moving part involved in that. These are thermally insulated, that's why the heat transferred or heat supplied by the surrounding to the system is zero, and nozzle is horizontal, that's why no elevation difference between these two. So Z1 it will be Z2. Okay, so now what happens, this m is as it is, h1 it is as it is, c1 square by 2 it is as it is, this gz1, now z is seam, so I'll put z over here. Okay, plus q is nothing but 0 over there. Okay, fine. Then again m into h2, this is c2 square by 2 plus g into z it is there, because z1 is equal to z2 over there. Okay, so this is again z, this is again z over there. Okay, So now what will be the equation then? अगर ये कैसा है, now this is the same term, that is gz, this is also having a gz, so we can cancel out this thing, because ये अगर मैं यहाँ पे लेके आ जाता हूँ at that time, this will get cancelled. So ultimately क्या बचा, m into h1 plus c1 square by 2. ओके, सो ये मैंने अभी कैंसिल जीरो कर दिया, एंड q एंड w आर ऑलरेडी जीरो, इज इक्वल टू m into h2 plus c2 square by 2. Okay, so here you can see it, m into h1 plus c1 square by 2 is equal to what, m into h2 plus c2 square by 2. Okay, now we know that the mass, it is remains the constant, मतलब mass flow rate जो हम लोग consider कर रहे हैं, so that will remains constant, या फिर यहाँ पे भी m है यहाँ पे भी m है, so this m and m will get cancelled, then बचा क्या यहाँ पे, h1 plus c1 square by 2 is equal to h2 plus c2 square by 2. तो यहाँ पे भी C1 टर्म है, यहाँ पे भी C1 है, तो हम लोग रीअरेंज करते हैं. सो क्या रीअरेंज किया हम लोग ने, सो इट विल बी C1 स्क्वायर बाय 2 को मैं यहाँ पे लेके आ जाता हूँ, एंड H2 को मैं यहाँ पे लेके आ जाता हूँ. ओके, सो द इक्वेशन विल बिकम H1 minus H2 is equal to C2 square by 2 minus C1 square by 2. ओके, सो सीधा हम लोग क्या करते हैं, ये रीअरेंज करते हैं अगेन, सो दिस 2 विल गो ओवर हियर, so c2 square minus c1 square is equal to twice of h1 minus h2. so just rearranging किया है हम लोग ने टर्म simply. okay, so what will be the equation then, अब थोड़ा rearranging all करते हैं हम लोग वहाँ पे. so हम लोग ने क्या किया, हम लोग को अगर C2 फाइंड आउट करना है, बेसिकली हम लोग क्या करते हैं पता है, जब हम लोग कोई प्रॉब्लम्स वगैरह हम लोग इसमें देखते हैं दैट टाइम वी विल बी फाइंड आउट द वेलोसिटी, बिकॉज व्हाट हैपेंस यू नो, यहाँ पे ना वेलोसिटी चेंज होने वाला है, बिकॉज मैंने जैसे बोला कि दिस इज अ कॉन्वर्जेंस पार्ट, तो यहाँ पे till this the velocity will be increased, and now again there is a like divergent part है, तो again the velocity will be reduced because area बढ़ रहा है ना, so the velocity it will be reduced over there. okay, so just because of that we need to find out this C2. C1 तो अपने को पता रहता है, C2 we need to find out. So this equation becomes C2 square is equal to twice of H1 minus H2 plus C1 square. ओके, सो दिस इज इन टर्म्स ऑफ स्क्वायर ना, तो अगर मैं उसको सीधा नॉर्मल फॉर्म में लेके आऊँ, लाइक मतलब C2 अगर मुझे फाइंड आउट करना है, सो एवरीथिंग ये पूरा आ जाएगा आपका स्क्वायर रूट के टर्म्स में, बिकॉज देयर इज नो स्क्वायर टर्म्स, सो इट विल बी स्क्वायर रूट ऑफ C1 स्क्वायर plus twice of h1 minus h2. Clear? Okay, so this is the final equation when we are solving the nozzle type of problem. हम लोग आगे सॉल्व करेंगे बेसिकली. लेट मी चेक है क्या एक प्रॉब्लम, ये देखो अलग अलग प्रॉब्लम्स है, देखो जैसे बॉयलर के लिए है, ठीक है, हीट एक्सचेंजर के लिए, लाइकवाइज आई हम लोग ये आगे सॉल्व करने वाले हैं. वी विल सी ऑल द इक्वेशंस बेसिकली, and then after that we will solve all the problems based on that, so that you will be able to understand this thing. But whenever we are solving any nozzle problem over there, कोई भी nozzle problem अगर आपको solve करना है, in that case this is the equation, that is C2 is equal to what, C1 square plus twice of H1 minus H2. Clear है how we have derived this equation? Any doubt in this? Okay, fine. So just a minute.